welcome to another episode. Today is part 5 of our Lebanon Courthouse. We're going to finish this baby up today. If this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, go ahead and share the video, and while you're at it, please take a visit to my website. I've got all sorts of stuff available on there to help support me, and now let's finish this baby up. So for the first part of this video, we are going to be buttoning down this green top, and so we are just going to break out our phthalo green, a little bit of Mars black and titanium white, and I did add just a little bit of cobalt blue every now and then just to get a little bit of a more blue tinge to it. And we are just going to try and color match as best we can. I don't think I hit it correctly, but this top, I've painted it 3 times now, and this top always gives me trouble matching that color. So I enjoy doing this just to give me a little bit of a challenge every time. And after that, we will come back and add in some dark shadows everywhere, and I will come back and explain that when we get to that. Some dark shadows, and for that I always use my slow dry gel medium from Liquitex, and I always add in usually about a 50-50 ratio of paint to medium, and this will give me a pretty dark shadow. It ended up being just a little bit too dark, so I did add a little bit more medium in there to thin that down. And then of course the more water you also add to your brush can also help thin it down a little bit. I just go around and hit some of the darkest areas and try and keep some of those lines. This really helps add a lot of depth in acrylic paints and can really trick people into thinking that they're oil paintings. this engraving, what I did is I painted the darker part first with that mixed gel medium and black just to get that really dark shadow in there, and then I would go in the lower left hand side of the edges on just certain parts of it and put just a little bit of a highlight just to really kind of make it look like it's a little bit dull because it's a little aged by now, but also enough edge on there just to show that it's engraved. It really came out looking pretty good. And with that tone of highlights, I'll go ahead and go around and do some touch-ups and just a little bit of the fine lines on the edges just to really sharpen up some of them and give it that nice crisp clean edge. To start working on all the other extras that are in this piece, and that includes this tree right up front. So obviously we're going to use some phthalo green, and I used a little bit of raw umber just to give it a really dark green to it. And then from there I also used phthalo green and some Mars black for those light poles, and for the cords was just straight Mars black. And then obviously for those lights I used some cadmium yellow with some titanium white, and I also used just a little bit of cadmium red in there to give it that orange glow as well. And everything just ended up looking really, really good. I like how this piece ended up, and I hope that the Heart of Lebanon ends up being very happy with it. That's going to do it for this episode, and this painting is done. And if you've been following along this entire time, you should have ended up with something relatively close to this. Again, I hope that the Heart of Lebanon loves this painting as much as I do. It ended up looking fantastic. Remember, if this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, go ahead and share the video, and take a visit to my website, and I'll see you in the next episode.